You know, sometimes you meet children, happens 1,000 times, when they are little, you would imagine that they will be, when they grow up, they'll be the greatest in the world, right? And at one point in their life, something happens that they're holding back. You know what Reb Nachman says? That thousands of people could have brought the Mashiach. But at one point in their life, they needed a good friend. And at that moment, they didn't have it. So you see, sometimes you are a friend to somebody, and you never know, maybe that was that one moment when they needed it the most. What do you need a friend for the most? To give you courage, mamish, to grow all the way up to heaven. Mamish, come out with all your treasures. Yeah, I don't want to say anything bad, you know. Most parents, this is good education, tell children, when they are adults, don't open your mouth, right? What am I telling the children? Hold back. Don't open up. Sometimes I was with Yeshua in Vienna. We were invited Shabbos lunch by one of the top Yidden. He has 4 kids. You like sugar? 12, 14, 16, 18. 16, 18 already like them at the Ops. After it was over, I couldn't believe myself. We were there for 2 hours, and none of the children said one word. Not one word. It's called good education, right? When are those kids growing up? When will they open up? Like today in yeshivas, I don't say anything bad about yeshivas. They're not encouraging the kids enough. Open up, you know. I remember one boy told me he wanted to say a test on the Kasha of Toysus. So the first of all, Shiva says to him, you only learn Gemara for half a year, right? What do you know? How dare you thinking that you can answer a question of Toysus? What's he doing to him? Cutting him off, right? Okay, I'm just telling you all this to think about. One more very important thing. In Kabbalistic terms, we talk about Chomesh Gevurot. You know, the Chesed, Chamesh Gevurot. 5 Gevurot. This is a term which is you have to have on your tongue all the time. Chesed, and there's Chomesh Gevurot, it's 5. How would you say good English for Gevurot? No, Gevurot is something.
Restraint. Strength, judgment,
strength. Whatever, listen to me. We have 5 fingers, right? What are the fingers doing? It'll put something in my hand, right? It'll roll off. So the fingers are holding back, right? 5 fingers. This is the Chomesh Gevurot. Okay, now listen to this. It's just so beautiful. The fingers can have two functions. Or they're holding back, right? Close my hand. Or I take this pen, I can hold it like this, or I can take it between my fingers and give it to the one I love the most. That means I want to mamish give it, right? I don't want anybody, because if I have it like this, everybody can steal it, right? So I take it between my fingers in order to give it to the one I really want to give it to, right? And you see what it is? If my hand is like this, you can only take, but I cannot give you. And because of the fingers, I can mamish give you, right? Just remember this. Yitzchak is using his fingers to give to the one who deserves it. Because Yitzchak says, I got to give it to the one who deserves it, right? Because he says, my father Avraham gives to everybody. So Avraham Avinu basically doesn't need fingers. Just gives. He Yitzchak holding back. But you have to know how to hold back. Okay, Simos B'ezeh She'eva begins on the second day of Sukkot, right? I don't want to get involved in this now, just for 1 second. On the last day of Sukkot, we take the Arova, and everybody knows the Arova is the one who has nothing, right? The Esrik smells good. The Lulav has mamish pride, right? One is learning Torah. Hadassah smells good. Arova, the willow tree, is nothing. And we take this willow tree and we hit the earth 5 times. And the Rizal says, this is the Hamtik HaGvos. So here comes the Torah. What do I need? What am I telling the earth? Because the earth is the headquarters for growing. You know, in heaven you don't grow. When you come up to heaven, oh, you're a tzaddik, you're not. Although it says, you know, it's always more beautiful, more beautiful. But growing, infinite growing, beyond growing, is not in heaven, it's in this world, right? And it's frightening for the earth to grow, right? It's awesome, right? There's a verse about Shem that all the treasures, we don't even know yet 1/1000th of how many treasures are on the earth. Just beginning to uncover it a little bit. Everything is in the earth, right? Gold, silver, jewelry, beyond, right? Okay, now. Here, for a whole week, the Arova was together with the Lulav and Esrik, right? And take the Yid who knows nothing. And you know what the Arova learned? Don't be afraid to grow. What's David the Melech all about? It's unbelievable, right? Because Arova is, David the Melech was identifying with Arova, not with the Lulav, not with the Esrik. You know why? Sadly enough, the Esrik is not really growing. It's an Esrik, it's a finished product. Esrik thinks I'm in Gewalt, I smell good, I look good, I'm Rosh Yeshiva, I'm Rav Roshi, and what's there to grow, right?
So the Esrik is completely closed, and the Arava is completely open.
It's also a good Torah. Right. The Esrik is a finished product, everybody's finished. The Arova is just hanging loose, right? So the Arova realizes, gotta grow like crazy. And here I want you to know something very deep. What is Torah Shabbat Peh, the real Torah Shabbat Peh? And when I say something about Roshivas, I don't mean the real ones, you know. I only mean like the half-baked apples, you know. Talking about the ones who, before whom the word Shivas, right? Well, right. I think I told it to you, my Rebbe, Shlomo Carlebach, he says to me, the first thing, if you ever want to be somebody, anything, you have to know whatever you knew yesterday is meaningless today. Nothing. Unbelievable. See, I'm learning a little bit from inside. And you know what it is? Whenever we don't want to grow, we have 2 million excuses. We have Gewalt excuses. What does the earth say? The earth is a Gewalt Torah. The earth says, I'm afraid to grow because maybe I'll grow Gewalt apples, and then somebody comes who's not so good and eats that apple, and that will be against the will of God. I'm sorry, what?
Like the Adam and Hava.
What was the Chayla Adam and Chava?
There it says, look what happened. I grew an apple, and they went and ate it, and
Against the will, right?
so, I mean, it's like he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
giving the example
Oh,
of
Mamash Kival, I
that
hear what
it
you
already,
say,
you know,
yeah.
it happened. The very first thing, the very first fruit I grew for you, they came and ate it against your will. I mean,
Yeah. 100%. And listen to this. I don't know, it's said enough, I don't know. David was with me a few times. Do you know the Ramah, Heilige Ramah? I don't know if I knew it already when I was Shonrab on the Moshav. You know, you don't take the Arova and hit 5 times. You know that you make Nanuim with the Arovas before. Nanuim, you know, like with the Lulav.
the waving.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this.
Right, left, front, up, down, behind. Remember last year, 2 years ago, this year the Nanuim with the Arova was not from this world, you know. It was mamish awesome. So he says, because not to be afraid is only when you're connected to the highest place in heaven. You have to be connected to the highest. You know, I can read every book on psychology, and I'm in therapy for 2,000 years. I haven't grown an inch. Because to grow, to open up, I'm growing, is only when you're connected to the highest place in heaven. And you know, what does it mean to be connected to the highest place in heaven? That I know I can't do it on my own. I can't do it on my own, right? Want you know something? There's an unbelievable Torah from Ishbitz and Tzedekah. Why doesn't God answer all the prayers? We say God answers all the prayers, and we see He doesn't. So He says the most unbelievable thing, as simple as it is. Imagine God comes in. Somebody is sick, right? So they pray to God, now please help me get well. So then I say, listen, if God doesn't help, then I go to this doctor, and then I go to this doctor. You want to stand before God to tell the stories of our doctors, right? God is also a doctor, you know. You don't go to a doctor and you tell him, listen, after meeting you, I'll go to the other doctor. See, when I stand before God, and while I'm talking to God, I'm making already plans on my own. God says, listen, I don't want to interfere with your plans. But if someone comes and says, Master of the world, you know, by Hoshanas is one beautiful phrase, Biltecho ein Lashir. You know, I was once privileged in my life. Before stay of Sukkot, I was by Hoshanas in Satmar, the heading of Satmar. Walking around, right, and the way he was davening, I mean, it was awesome. So it begins, Odin HaMashiach, the Master who helps. Biltecho ein Lashir. Besides you, nobody can help. You know, the way he said, you know, Biltecho ein Lashir. So if a mom says, oh, you're the only one who can do it, then he's doing it. Says, I'm taking the case. I'll do it, right? It has to be a very high place. So he says, in the world, you go, how do you teach children? First you teach them letters and words and books. In heaven, it's the other way around. You start from top, then you go down. It's unbelievable. First thing is, you have to be connected to the highest place. You know the difference between Shavuos and Simchas Torah? Shavuos, God gave me the Torah. First He gives me the 10 Commandments, then I begin learning, and then I learn more and I learn more. Simchas Torah, I dance with the whole Torah. I say, first give me the whole Torah. I can't even read Hebrew, but who cares? I give me the whole time, and then slowly, slowly I'll learn. So you see, on Shmini Atzeres, God gives us everything. And then, throughout the year, it comes down in small things. Right? But Hashanah Rabbah is my connection, Ravish. And you know what it is? It's like telling the earth, don't hold back to grow. And also, Mamash, if I am ready to grow infinite, God is giving me infinite. God is also giving me infinite. You know, this is so deep, you know. Because the deepest question is always, whatever you have, where did you get it from? Did you get it from a high place? You know, two people eat bread from the thin bakery. And one got it from the highest place in heaven, and one just got it from the bakery. Two people buy herring for Shabbos, right? One just got the herring from the grocery store. The other one got the herring from the grenade. Something else. So what's Chanukah all about? Chanukah is even deeper than all this. But you see, even on Simchas Torah, I mean, even the Arova is still within limits. But I have so much in my heart. And God wants to give me so much. I'm not holding back. God is not holding back. And I put my act together. You know what light is? I'll tell you something very deep. You know, you can notice that sometimes you see a person you don't give a damn about. You say, hello, how are you? Then someone walks in you really love. Say, hey, hello, how are you? Same words, right? But the first, how are you, was without light. Second, what's light? It lifts you up beyond yourself. Beyond yourself. You know something, sometimes a person learns about Shabbos, gives a lecture on Shabbos, but doesn't keep Shabbos. Why? Because all his knowledge has no light. Right? And you know, I want you to know something. The truth is, to do, level Eges is to do anything in the world, any mitzvah, you have to be beyond yourself. Beyond yourself. Well, you know something? To love another human being, you have to be beyond yourself. Because I'm I, right? And you, I'm in Mother's Dog, so. I like you, cute, sweet. What? Chanukah is mamish, the light of Mashiach. Chanukah is Isha Beitz, me, my wife, my husband, my children. Remember we were learning it? On the Chanukah, I even make a brocha if I see somebody else benching Chanukah left. Do you need more beyond yourself? Completely beyond yourself. I want you to know what the Greeks did to us? They found the Holy Temple, killed thousands of people. So I should shut my door, see a Greek, shut my door, kick him out like crazy. What am I doing on Chanukah? I open my door, I open my window. I say, listen, brother Greek, you know what's wrong with you? You've never seen the real light. You're never beyond yourself. Beyond, right? I want you to know the Satmar Rebbe, from the age of Bar Mitzvah on, never lie down in the bed, only Friday night. He was sitting at the table, learning, falling asleep, waking up, learning, falling asleep. And besides, it's beyond how a person can exist like this, it is terrible for the blood circulation. So his feet were so swollen, gefell. He could barely walk. The doctor told him, you have to lie down. You have to lie down 3 hours a day. So Satmar would lie down 5 minutes a day to do what the doctor says, you know. But listen, Baruch Hashem, you have hopefully healthy feet. How long can you dance? Non-stop. The Satmar Rebbe. On the back were always doctors because the people could not believe that he'll last, you know. Satmar Rebbe, I had the privilege to see. He was not dancing, not much flying in the air, you know. Big was Nadush. Thousands of times. And by every Hakofa, you know, stopped, would go out, they would bandage his foot. It was gefährlich. Beyond himself, right? Beyond himself. So on Chanukah, beyond me, right? Let me ask you something. Do you really think the way we are, the way I and the way you are? So we bring Mashiach. That means you could bring the chief rabbi of Jerusalem, you can bring the chief rabbi of Israel. It will be a special occasion to bring in Mashiach. What's missing there? Mashiach is beyond something else, right? You know, sometimes you watch people, right? You know, sometimes they come to a mitzvah or something, so this person, let me introduce you to the people, right? It's my cousin, it's my nephew, it's my aunt, it's my wife, it's my children. How's sound to you? They're all the same? I introduce my cousin, my aunt. This is my child. Hey. Something else, right? It's my husband. Beyond, right? And you know what it is? Chanukah is the ultimate fixing of the tree of knowledge, of paganism. You know what knowledge means? It's within. I understand, right? It's within my limits, right? The tree of life is beyond. Completely beyond yourself. Completely beyond. So you see, on Chanukah, when you know something, remember we were learning it yesterday, why are you not permitted to use the Chanukah light for your own purposes? It's beyond you. If I use a light for myself, it means I can reach that light and utilize it for my purpose. Beyond. Beyond, right? I want you to know, Mom, it's the deepest depths from the Zohar Kodesh. If I ask a German, why is Germany your country? He says, why? I was born there, have my business there, my father had his business. Right. I don't want to say anything there. He asked the other side, God bless you. Why does Israel belong to you? Why? My father was there, my mother was there, and they grew up there. Is there anything beyond now? What's my claim on Israel? Beyond. See, what's hurting us about, without saying anything bad, to be mamtuk to dinim? Jewish nationalism. It's paganism, right? Sure, it's my national homeland. I'm not knocking it 100%. But it's so much more of it. I want you to know the deepest depth. Holy is a gewalt, right? What's the holy of holies? Much deeper than that, right? You know, the Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippur would read the Parsha, the portion of Yom Kippur. Then he would say, to the people, you think this is all which is written in the Torah? There's so much more. You understand? Before you walk into the Holy of Holies, tell the Yidden, whatever you've seen, whatever you have learned, it's so much more. But that more has no words. Has no words. So you know, Hanukkah has only one page in the Talmud. Just the mechanics. You have to clean lights. The Shammai says the first they ate. The Tzitz the first they won.
Put 6 times.
You feel the sound before you hear it.
Sorry, they're testing them. And drop them down a few times. Put them sit down. What happens when you go by and you take anything?
Pretty good. No, he says, yes, you're right. You think he wouldn't? The Syrians said, yeah, gewalt, you know. You should tell everyone. Listen, you know, I didn't say it's wrong, but this is not all there is to it, right? If this is all there is to it, then I decide from now on Los Angeles is my homeland. Change. That's what Rav Kook says. Rav Kook says if the Holy Land is ours because it's our land, if someone takes it away, I take another land. What did all the nations of the world do? Someone stole their land, they go somewhere else. But if someone takes away your heart, you don't go look for another heart. It's my heart. But anyway, listen to this. What is my house all about? This is not the deepest depth. You know, you cannot know a person for real until you really see them in their house, right? What's so special about a house? On the street, I'm just a little human being like everybody else. In my house, I am more than myself, right? Something happens, right? More than myself. Why do children need a house? Why can't they grow up on the subway? Imagine the subway would have like sleeping facilities, right? Because children are completely beyond themselves, right? Beyond, right? That is. So they cut them short. Beyond, right? They need a house. House beyond. You'll ask me, so what is there in the house you can do in the house which you cannot do on the street? Whatever I say won't be the real thing. Beyond. Now listen to me. There is something so holy inside of us. You know what a house is? I'm there always. You know what a house is? I can go to Australia for 2 years, still my house. I can go to South Africa for 20 years. That's where I'm living, it's my house, right? Always. always has a tendency to become less beyond. What's a Beis Hamikdash all about? It's a house